so this is my Streamlabs. Pretty much what I have it set to right now is my browser, so that way you guys can look and see what's going on my screen. But I'm going to go through the settings real quick. Now, when it comes to the settings, for general, I honestly didn't even change any of this. All of this I left the same. For stream, of course, you need to put in your stream key from Twitch. If you don't know how to do that, you would just go to Twitch, into your settings, and in your settings, you'll see the option for your stream key. You grab that, copy that, and bring it over to Streamlabs OBS and put it in. All of that's kind of explained in most videos you see online. But what most videos online don't tell you is that there's other settings that you can change to make things a little better. Prime example, like my bit rate. Right now it's at the 3000. Now I have it at 3000 because my computer is not that good. It's not that good of a computer. It's pretty much the bare minimum that you need for streaming. But at the same time, I want people to be able to see my stream who don't have good quality internet. So when they look at my stream, I want them to be able to tell the difference between, somebody's name on my screen or something like that if they're running 360p or something like that. So most streamers or people who tell you how to stream suggest you run 2500 or higher. I just recently upped mine because I wanted my bitrate to be a little bit faster, but I did have it on 2500, and the quality is a little better. But I would suggest running 2500 if you have the bare minimum. If you don't have the bare minimum, then $5,000 to $6,000 on your bitrate. I didn't change anything with the recording or the audio. Okay, so you can just move on to video. So for video, most of everything that you do when it comes to streaming is going to be 720 if you're not partnered with with Twitch yet. So I would suggest just leaving the output at 1280 720. Your base canvas resolution, of course, put that at 1080 because you want the base canvas to at least be the best resolution that you can offer at the time. Like I said, I don't have a pretty good computer at this current time, so that's the reason why I'm running the 30 frames per second. But if you have a capture card and you have a graphics card, then I would suggest go ahead and upping the frames per second. I don't have a graphics card for my computer, so that's the reason why I leave it at 30, because otherwise I would have skip frames like every stream. Every 2 seconds I would have a skip frame. So I would suggest staying away from that. Now, for everything else, it's pretty much personal preference. Notifications, your hotkeys. I don't do anything else with any of the other settings. Honestly, I just leave all of that alone. But anything that you want to do, you can go ahead and change if you would like to. Basics just require the first 5 tabs. That's it. Now, once you get all of that set up, right? You got the basics set up. Then you want to start looking into themes, themes and scenes. Those are the things you want to start working on next. What I would suggest is going into the theme section on Streamlabs. Try to find you a theme to work with, to start out with. Since you're just starting out, you don't want something too crazy. Just start out with something small. Pick something that matches your gameplay or color that you like. You click it, install it. Once it's installed, it'll bring you back to this section right here to where you can work on it. Once you get to this section, most of these will already be filled in because when you pick a certain theme, the themes load into here. So once you go to this down arrow and pick the theme, then it will load into this side over here. And then on your, so you can just click between your scenes right here. And over here is where you put your sources. So if you wanted to add something to it, like a webcam or an alert box, things like that, this is where you would go. Now, I'm not going to dig too deep into that because I feel like there's a plethora of videos out there on YouTube that can teach you how to do that. What I will teach you guys is... Big Dave, appreciate that host, bro. So what I'm going to dig a little deeper into real quick is alerts, because I've seen a lot of people say that their alerts have been giving them issues. And I know me personally, when I've tried to, just give you an example, when I've tried to put an alert box into a scene, my alerts act funny sometimes. Like they won't work properly. So I mean, as you can see, I have the alert box right here. It's moving around, the little green box. It'll pretty much post what I needed to post right here. So I need to test the follow. Now I've seen it to where some people's alerts won't go off, they won't work, blah blah blah. They go in and change the alerts just by double clicking here, and when they pull it up, the alerts disappear or the alerts go back to the default. What I've learned is that's probably an issue that Streamlabs has, and they need to fix that. But what I've learned is if you go to the Streamlabs website, it's actually easier to change the alerts. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring up the website so you guys can look and see where I go. All right, so here's the Streamlabs website. You should be able to see it, but I'll go ahead and make it bigger anyway. Once you get into your dashboard, it'll bring up the dashboard when you immediately come up. But what you need to click on is Alert Box. When you click on Alert Box, it'll give you options for pre-alerts that you can use or whatever. But I didn't use any of those. I made all of my own alerts pretty much by downloading GIFs from online and uploading the GIFs to the website and then clipping my own music and then putting the music up there. So just to give you an example, because all of these are going to be your default alerts. Whatever you put in here is what you're going to be using from here on out. So like for my follows, go up here and click follows. Of course, you want to enable the follow alerts. This is how it would show when it comes up on your screen. So you can either have the picture with the text under it, the picture with the text in the middle, or the picture with the text to the side. Of course, I have the picture with the text under it because I want my whole GIF to show, and I want people to be able to see it, and I also want people to be able to see the wording under it. So, of course, I got to fade in, fade out to make it look a little more fancy. But pretty much, all you have to do is come to this section, click Change Media. After you upload whatever GIF you want to use, you just click on it, hit select. Once you hit select, you put the music up here or sound, song, whatever you want. You have to upload it by either clicking the drag and drop upload, or you can open up a whole other window with the folder up on your screen and just slide it over or drag it over. Once you get that in here and it's uploaded, you just click it, hit select, and it's done. Both will show. Now, when it comes to sound volume, that just depends on how loud you want it to be when your stream is going on. Me personally, I have mine set to 22 because I don't want it to overpower the game or me talking. The only one I would rather have have anything overpowering would be my sub one, because follows are cool, but the sub ones are, I guess you could say, a little more important. So when it comes to subs, I have my subs up to like 50 or something like that. The alert duration. So I'll make sure all my alert durations are the same amount of time as the music, not the GIF. Same amount of time as the music. So like for my follows, it's only 8 seconds. For my subs, it's like 14 seconds. For my 5 bomb, 10 bomb, 20 bomb, 100 bomb, it's all matching whatever the sound is, not the actual picture. I do not enable custom HTML. If you are somebody who's big into scripting and you like to do all that stuff, then you can go into that by just hitting enable, but I don't do all of that. I just keep it basic as possible. You can go here to change your font settings and open font settings. Just go here and change all of that. You can change the color of the highlight color. You can change the color of the text itself. The font size is controlled right here. So you can make it, big or smaller right here. And then you can also make it either more narrow or more bold by the font weight. Once you've made that the way you would like it, you can make more variations of follows. Now, granted, follows aren't that big of a deal on Twitch when it comes to how many you get, so I wouldn't suggest doing variations of that. That's more so for like subscriptions. For subscriptions, that's a little different. For subscriptions, you have your generic subscription. As you see, like this is my normal one. And when I test it on the Streamlabs website, you'll see that it'll pop up on my Streamlabs. Now, I don't have the alert box on my screen anymore, but it would have been all on my stream, all that good stuff. But as you see, I got the picture, I got the GIF. I can change how the text animates, so mine wiggles when it comes in. I told you I had like 50 to 70, so here's the sound volume, which I might go ahead and cut that down a little bit. All right, cut that down to 60. Resub message settings, I left that the way it is. I wanted it to show, but I don't really care about much when it comes to the resub messages. You don't really have to change much of that. And I turned the text to speech off. I know you see a lot of big streamers that have the speech on. I don't turn the speech on because I don't want to hear the thing talking in my ear while I'm trying to play the game. I want to be able to focus. But if you want to turn it on, you can turn it on. All you have to do is hit enable, and boom, you're done. You can even change what voice it talks in, or accent. I'm sorry, it talks in. Now, the important part when it comes to subs and the hardest part is the alert variations. I just recently learned how to do this myself, and I taught myself on how to do it because I didn't really find too many videos on YouTube. But pretty much what you would do is you would literally just click add a variation with the current settings, which means you will add a variation with the current settings you already have for your default subs. Once it comes up, it'll give you a chance to name it. So like for my 5 bombs, I named it 5 bomb, and you can actually change the settings, which I'll click right here in the edit. You can change the settings right here. So for condition, user gifted at least an amount subs at once. I made that amount 5 gifted for a 5 bomb. Then once I did that, I left everything else the same besides changing the message template. You know, you change that to however you want it. I got 5 on it. Blah, 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 this chapter 5 bomb. Thank you for the 5 bomb. Blah, 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 blah. Then you put your GIF in here. As you can see, mine is Dave Chappelle doing the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th. One of my favorite episodes of Dave Chappelle. And I actually got his voice saying it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Like I had put a lot of work into cutting all of that. So once you get all of that done, you upload it up here, you change the text. If your text is not already the same from the previous current settings, once you've done everything that you need to do, just hit save and you're done. And you can do that for how many other variations you want. So pretty much the alerts are pretty much that simple. You do the same thing for each type of alert. So for subs, for follows, donations, you know, it's all the same. It's all right here. And once you do all of that, you set up everything. Like I said, if you want to test it, you would just test it on Streamlabs by just clicking it on clicking the test. Here, I'll show you right here. Click any one of these test buttons, and it will show up on your Streamlabs. So I'm gonna show you right now by adding the alert box. Boom. All right. So you see the alert box right here in the middle of the screen. I'm gonna test follows. I'm gonna test the regular sub. I'm gonna test a variation of my sub. So like here's one for the 10 bomb. And this is last but not least, I'll show you like a host or something. So yeah, you can come in here and test all your stuff right here from the Streamlabs website. Even if you wanted to, you can go in here and look at the themes and all that stuff too, but I don't do that. I could do all of that from the actual Streamlabs app. I only use the website really just to look at analytics and to change my alerts. That's it. So, if you have any questions about that, we can talk about that at another time. Or we can just rewind the video, of course, once I put it on YouTube. Now for Nightbot's a little different. Of course, when you come to Nightbot, you have your menu on the left side of the screen. If you don't know how to get to the menu, just click the little menu button right here at the top. And it will give you the option of changing your default commands, which normally come with all of your stuff. Like my default commands, I left my title on so I can change my title anytime I need to. The marker so I can mark gameplay, of course. The game, so I can change the game if I need to, stuff like that. And then for my custom commands, I've made all my own custom commands, or I put them in here. Now, a lot of times you have to find the formulas online. What I've done was I found the formulas online and or from other streamers, and then change it to where I would like to change it. Just to give you an example, for the, let me see, one that I changed would have been the landing. So for the landing, I got the basic, I guess you could say, formula from Bobby. But what I did was I went in here and added a few more additional places for the landing, or corrected a few of the places for the landing. But as long as it looks like this, you'll be able to, make it work for yourself when you add the command. But pretty much to add a command, of course, you just hit the add command button. Go in here and title the command. So whatever it's going to be, exclamation, like it says right here, YouTube. Put the message in or the formula in the way you like it. The user level, of course, you can change to everyone, subscriber, regular, VIP, moderator. Now, in my opinion, if your commands are going to be used, you either put them as everyone, so everybody can use it, or you could do VIP, and that way VIP, moderator, and owner can use it. One of the two. I don't really have any for just regular subscribers. You know what I'm saying? So you don't have. I mean, you can go into that if you want to. I didn't do all of that. Now, I'm trying to think if there are any complex. I don't have any complex commands on Nightbot. But pretty much everything that you would do for basic commands will be right here on Nightbot. And all of them pretty much follow a formula. Like if you do the random setup for the 8-ball, to randomly pick answers for whenever you type in 8-ball, then it will give you, a random answer. But in order to do that random answer, you have to do the formula like it is here. I don't know if you can see that. Maybe I can zoom in a little bit. You dropped the bomb on me. All right. Maybe you can see that, but you put the formula in kind of like this, and it'll work exactly as you see it. You'll just come in and put the exclamation 8-ball in the chat, and it'll show you. For timers, to have repetitive things go off, same thing. You will add, put the command in, and you can change the amount of time that you would like it to show by interval. So 9 times out of 10, I think the highest it goes is only an hour, but you can change it to however you like. There's nothing else really. So spam protection, of course, is normal. You would go in here and blacklist your words if you want excess caps taken out, excess emotes, all that stuff. All of mine is disabled, of course, because I want people to be able to talk and do what they need to do. And of course, there's just certain words you just can't say, and that's pretty much it. Now, I know people have been asking about the hard wins command. Win command is a little different, and Nightbot has not been working for me when it comes to the win command. So I tried another website. The website that I tried was Streamlabs. Streamlabs actually gave me the ability to put in a win command and change it. Now, granted, the way I did the win command, it probably would have worked still on Nightbot as well. But I'm going to show you. Give me 1 second. My Streamlabs and my Nightbot are combined anyway, so it don't really make that much of a difference. All right, so for my stream command, my win command, I'm sorry. For my win command, I got the reset wins, the wins, and the 1. So pretty much all I did was, let me zoom in again. So for reset wins, of course, when you do the \me, that changes the color of the whole sentence that Nightbot or Streamlabs is going to post. But anyway, once you do that, you will go here and put wins have been reset back to, and you will make sure that you put the $, the bracket, count, 1, zeros, and then the closing bracket. So that way it'll always reset your wins back to 0. When you want somebody to be able to come in and see how many wins you've had for the day, you want to do the $ get count of 1, which is the wins command, as you see right here. Like, you got to have this basic one first. You can set it up as a win, you set it up as one, whatever you want to do. You can set it up the way you want to make sure that it counts up by one every time you get a dub. And if you want somebody to be able to come see how many dubs you got, then you will need to add the get command so you can get the count of how many dubs you got. Once you have this, then you need to be able to make sure that you can reset the command by putting in the reset command I have here. Once you do all of that, you'll be all set to go. That'll be your whole win commands right there. That's pretty much the basic one that I've been using. Some people say they have other ones where it'll automatically do the amount of wins compared to your connected to your game or stuff like that. I don't know how to do any of that. I haven't tried to do any of that. But pretty much all I've done, and the reason why I say I use Stream Elements because this get command and the count command, it did not work for me on Nightbot. It worked for me on Stream Elements perfectly. So that's the main reason why I use Stream Elements. But make sure you set your access level, of course, for moderator, everyone, all that good stuff. And then once you do all of that, everything will be set to go. I didn't do anything else. Oh, I'm sorry. You got to do one more thing. And the user management. No, it's not user management. Default. Okay, so in the default area, you need to make sure that follow age is on. If follow age is not on, the counts will not work. I didn't know this before. I had to find this out by looking at somebody else's setup video. But you got to make sure that's on, the follow age is on, and you also have to make sure in loyalty settings in the menu, click on the menu button, go to loyalty settings. You have to make sure that loyalty is enabled as well. You don't have to change anything here, but you do need to make sure that your loyalty settings are enabled. Otherwise, the win count will not work. Once you get that situated, everything's ready to go. You're all set to go. That's pretty much the basics of what you need to start up the stream. Get you some basic commands in there. Get you a win counter. That's pretty basic. I mean, it's all pretty simple. I don't feel like people should have a hard time with just using that stuff. If you have any questions about those, of course, I can try to answer them when I get a chance. But that's pretty much just the basics right there.
But